Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nicole. This channel is called Ride Along with Nicole. Anyway, I promised my subscribers and my dear viewers that I'll do story time on why I hurt, like how I hurt my finger. Anyway, so this must have been, when was this? This must have been Thursday. Yeah, this was Thursday, last Thursday. Today is Monday. This was last Thursday. No. Okay, so let me start the story from the beginning, yeah. So me and my sister, we sometimes go to this adult tumbling class. It's basically like just like flips and tricks basically, but for adults. It's a beginner class, it's fun, fitness, whatnot. Anyway, I went to do a standing back handspring, and before you ask, no, I can't do it on my own. We have these like sort of puff things that you just like, it's basically to teach you how to like curve your back. It's basically like this rounded puff thing that you sort of jump on and back onto and, you know, like roll off of. Anyway, I've used that like so many times. Like we've been going to this place for like a couple years now. It's sort of like our sister sort of thing. Anyway, I stupidly, so I stupidly um accidentally caught my finger like this or something. I did something to my finger. I think it is like I landed like that or something like that, and the pain in my finger, like there was a lot of pain in my finger, but it wasn't, even though it hurt like, you know, the same sort of feeling when like you stub your toe, you know. It hurts like hell, but you know your toe isn't broken. So it's like, that's the sort of feeling. Like it hurt, but I thought, it's not broken. So anyway, a lot of the time, especially like lately, like I literally just fall asleep. Like I was literally watching YouTube on my phone, and I was literally watching YouTube on my phone, and I must have fallen asleep because there's been happening so many times. Like I'll like literally just be watching something, and then without warning, I just conk out. So anyway, it must have been about 4, 5 in the morning, something like that. And I woke up, my light was still on, I was still dressed because I'd fallen asleep, and my finger was throbbing like nobody's business. Like my finger was hurting so much that I thought, this doesn't feel right. You can even see, like, do you see that? Do you see like this sort of dent in it? Well, I can see it. Anyway, because when I even look at both my fingers, I can definitely see a difference. It's like this. Phalange. Phalange, I think. I think it's just phalange. You know what? In beauty therapy, studying beauty therapy, I was like so great at that. I mean, I can't remember anything. So anyway, so I thought, okay, like, let me watch. It's really early now. Let me watch a few episodes of Legacies. I'm so into Legacies at the moment. I think I tried to watch Legacies like before, like, but then when you try and see it as an extended version of Vampire Diaries originals, that's when you sort of think, oh, there's crap. But if you see it as something totally separate, or just like I don't know, like spin-off or whatever, which it is a spin-off, but if you see it as something separate, then it's not that bad. So anyway, I've been really into Legacy, so I watched a couple episodes and I thought, okay, when it gets to like, because I had work that day, I had work 12 till 5, and I thought, okay, let me leave my house at like 7, 8, and then hopefully I can get there and I can just go straight to work from there. I had my uniform on, I had my bag with me. There's my washing machine, by the way. I had my bag with me, I had my uniform on. I thought, you know what, Like, even because I bought in, like, when I went in the shower, I bought in a different set of clothes, but then I literally left the shower without that because I was like, you know what, I better put on my uniform just in case. And I'm so glad I did that because, do you know what? Number one, we didn't get out the house, so like, well, I didn't get out my house, so like I'd like to say like 9, like going on 9, like maybe 8:40, maybe something like that. So anyway, went there. At first, everything was moving quite quick, but then got to urgent care or whatever it's called. I forgot what it's called. Anyway, I was sitting there forever. And like there's this board that they write like the waiting time on. For illness, they wrote 4 hours and injury 3.5 hours. And I was like, you have to be bloody kidding me. It's from booking in, but I thought you have to be kidding me. You have to be like really kidding me. So I was waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Like time was going, hours was going, and when I finally got seen, I didn't have a hospital number. For some reason, the receptionist didn't send over my hospital number for some odd, strange reason. And so they had to there's literally writing in my name and nothing was coming up. No searches, nothing was coming up. And it's like, there's my local hospital. You like that's the same hospital I went to when I had the whole face thing. Like literally like that's my hospital. All the times when I had a swollen ankle, like literally that's my hospital. So anyway, so I'm like kind of confused because I'm like, what do you mean there's no record of me? Like I'm literally always here. Like if I'm not at the doctor's surgery, as I'm getting older, I'm trying to take my health more seriously. I remember when I was in my early 20s, you could get me to doctors for nothing. Like literally, like I'd be like, I'm fine, blah blah blah. I think it's when I got to like 24, 25 that I've started to take like my health a little more seriously. And like when something, didn't feel right, or I had an injury, or I had a swollen ankle, that will be like when I'll be like, okay, I'm going to the hospital. So anyway, I keep drifting off. So sorry, I'm tired as well. That is why I look like shit. I just finished work, had no sleep last night, and again I'm going off. So back on track. So anyway, I've told myself, okay, if it gets to like 10:30, I'm gonna call my supervisor. No, I'm gonna call my supervisor and let her know that I can't make it in for work. And the time was going, and the time was going, and time was going, and then it came to like 10:30, and I was like, okay, we need to call out because clearly I'm not being seen for now. So anyway, called her. She was like, "Don't worry, that's fine. Just let me know what happens." Blah, blah, blah. So told her I can't make it. She was like, "Oh, let me know if you get seen soon or whatever." So I said, "Yeah, sure." Anyway, so I got seen now. I was brought in like that's when I was brought in. Like when they called me. I was brought in. They couldn't find my hospital records, whatever. They had to make one up, and then I had to sit down for like about 5-6 minutes, and then she came back, and then and then she sent me to sit down again, and I had to wait another like I want to say like 40 minutes. Then I was brought into then I was called to the X-ray, which I had to wait like 20 minutes. So there's basically an hour in total. Took pictures of my finger, X-rayed my finger, and then I was sent back to where I was before and waited for about another hour. Like so in total, I think we was waiting for like 5 hours. Like, that's literally my whole shift. Like, literally from the time I walked in to the time that, to the time that, you know, like, I wasn't waiting anymore and I was called back to say, you know, what's the verdict. I was waiting for about 5 hours. It was getting on my nerves. It was annoying. There was this really scary guy who like literally came in. He was covered in blood and like I think he had like sort of like mental illness or whatever. He kept pacing up and down saying I didn't do it and was like, didn't do what? So anyway, he like freaked us out. And then there was this other guy, this black guy, who was just like, you know, complaining, oh, he's been here since 7, he hasn't been seen yet, he hasn't been called yet. But the thing is, this guy was going out, in and out, you know, smoking and coming back. Like, you know, obviously, like, if you're waiting to be called, and if they come and call you, and you're not there, they're gonna go ahead and call the next person. Not that I witnessed them calling the next person. I don't know. I don't know his name. They might have called him. I don't know. I don't know his name. So yeah, because I did call a few people and a few people wasn't there. So he might have been one of them. That might be like a time when he was smoking. But anyway, so after losing 5 hours of my life, waiting and waiting. Yeah, literally Spotify was just keeping me company at the moment. Like Spotify was keeping me company. What else? Yeah. There's this like really talkative white guy that was just like a chatterbox. Like he was such a chatterbox. Like you know when you're trying to listen to your music and someone's trying to make conversation with you and you don't want to be rude, but at the same time you're like, oh, dude, like this is literally the last thing I need right now. Like right now, I just want to chill with my Spotify until my name gets called again and I can go home. So got called. Got called in again, and after all that time, my finger isn't broken. In fact, like they can't see anything wrong with my finger. Even though I like the thing is here, like when I saw what she showed me the picture, the scan, the X-ray, and I could see like I don't know, I could see like the like this bone looked a little off to the side, and I was like, that looks off to the, like that looks off. Like, do you see that looks off? She was like, no, it's not. Like, she showed me my other finger, it's the same thing, and I was like, no, my feet, like there's something wrong because I can feel it. It's in my, and she's like, oh, you might have a broken tendon, and I'm just like, oh, really, like seriously, like. She's basically saying, she was like, you have nothing wrong with your finger, it's a bit swelling, we can tape it up for you, but there's nothing wrong with your finger. And I was thinking, no. After battling for hours, I finally got the hours, yeah, and now you're telling me that, oh, I wasted 5 hours here to get my finger scanned, x-rayed, to see if there's a break, and after all that, it's not broken. Like, literally, she was like, there's nothing wrong with your finger. But I can, still till now, I can feel it. Like, I can't, you see how I can close my wrist like this? I can't do that. Like, if you look, like, if you really look at this finger, it doesn't reach my palm. If you look here, all my fingers can reach my palm. You know, this is either out of place or needs to be clipped back. It's something. I was trying to explain that to her. She was like, no, it's just swelling. It'll go down. Blah blah blah. She taped up these two. Fingers together and told me to keep them on for 24 hours, which I did. And even though I got the bandage wet from the shower, but yeah, So after all that, and then when my supervisor called me back, now I could look like an idiot. She's obviously had to find cover. She's had to, because obviously, even though my shift starts at 12, it's still kind of last minute. So she's had to find cover and everything. I'd look like such an idiot if I said, oh, after all that, no, my finger's not broken, it's actually fine, yeah, I can come into work. She was like, oh, so how's your finger? I was like, yeah, it's broken. And she was like, oh, she was like, oh, that means you can't work tomorrow. Now, the next day was a 10-hour shift. I'd already lost that day, 5 hours. Now she's telling me I can't work the next day because of my broken finger. And I'm like, I'm dying on the inside. I was like, no, I can come in. It's actually not a break. It's like a broken tendon, you know. I can still move it, blah, I lied. Like, I was begging her, please. She was like, okay, you can come in. And then, like, 5 minutes later, she WhatsApped me, like, oh, Nicole, I feel like, it's probably best if you don't. I'll try and keep your hours, though, I'll try and keep your hours for you, but at the same time, it's probably best that you stay home and relax your finger. So I was pissed, but then I thought, okay, she's gonna keep my hours. But part of me thinks, no, she's not. No, she's not. Like, I lost 15 hours in 1 week for a finger that isn't broken. Like, I lost 15 hours for a finger that is not broken. And I spent 5 of those hours at the hospital, surrounded by people coughing and burping and bleeding and limping. I was bursting for the toilet, but I don't really like going to the toilet in hospitals. It grosses me out, so I had to hold that. And yeah, that's basically it. That's my story time. I actually have another story time for today, which I might share, I might not share. I don't know. It's kind of funny though. I might do, but probably at like a later date maybe. But anyway, I want you to like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notifications, share, and thank you so much for watching this video. Sorry it wasn't all that. Yeah. And by the way, I look a mess. I washed my hair late last night, decided not to condition it because it was too late, and I got no sleep, literally, by the time I fell asleep, it felt like my alarm clock went off an hour later. That's how it felt. Like, I'm so tired. I might actually have a nap right now. I think you can even hear it in my voice actually. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the nice things, turn on your notifications, share, and yeah, thank you for watching. That was my story time.